Cash that fucking ticket. 3 in a row. 4 for me. How the hell did we win again?
Hey, we said before, when it starts going bad, it can go bad, and just to stay on board, because when it goes good, it goes good. We get hot in bunches. That's what everyone said too, and it turns out to be true. Unbelievable.
I just bet it and forget it. And then I walked up. I went on vacation. Was at the beach club yesterday at the Dawn. Shout out to the Dawn. Another beach house magic.
That's right.
Wasn't even following it. Didn't even have my phone on me really. Was actually watching the Knicks game, and then came up to my place here in St. Pete, and they were on the 16th hole, and Davis was drilling a 30-footer or a 17th hole, and I was like, "Whoa, these guys are gonna win!"
Wild. Wild times. So that was great. Did you catch any of the LIV event or?
Very little. I was drinking a lot, and then by the time you sit down at
You
like
pass out.
10:30 at night, you just can't make it. Watch a couple holes, and you're just like, "Oh fuck, I gotta go to bed."
Yeah. That's how it was for me. I try to watch, and I lay down, and like I fall asleep with my phone in my hand. I woke up a couple times and watched it. So I ended up catching like 3 or 4 hours of it. Total, like between all the rounds, which, is more than I've watched any other LIV event. It was a good event, so definitely a step in the right direction for LIV there. I think even now, like, it's tough for the people who hate LIV to say it's a complete failure. I mean,
Norman's just got to embrace the international piece
yeah,
of LIV, right? Like that's gonna be their bread and butter. It has to be.
yeah, you can go to Australia and they celebrate and scream and show their tits and all this other shit. And you go to Portland and everyone just fucking with blue hair stands outside with a sign calling you a fucking piece of shit scumbag who fucking is responsible for 9/11. So I think I'd probably go to Australia.
They should be hitting up Australia, bunch of Asian places. The PGA is not there.
South Africa, New Zealand.
Yeah, they just got to embrace all that.
Yeah, and then maybe
Start
a couple.
stealing all the Euro Tour events.
Yeah, I mean they stole Valderrama.
Yeah, they stole this place too, right? Singapore.
Yeah. I don't know if I mean, since they have a deal with the Asian Tour, I think that event still could happen.
Yeah.
But
what did you think of Koepka's hole-in-one?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of I don't like all fun things. Like I hate the shorts, I hate the music, and I don't like when people throw beers on the golf course. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I just think it's ridiculous, and everyone has to sweep them up after every single time.
I don't mind it ever like once an event a year. Like
Yeah,
the waste, I can deal with it once a year.
I don't like it. I like the titties coming out. I like a lot of good stuff like that. I just don't like throwing empty beer cans on the course. I just think it's disrespectful.
That's fair. I completely understand that.
Um,
That was great though. You tell the Aussies I was watching like news clips of it. They like were all in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was like nothing about it was fabricated or staged or anything. Like these guys were. There's some great clips of like the fans like saying funny shit. Like that guy they
Aussies
interviewed.
are great.
Oh, they're so funny. The guy they interviewed who in the merchandise tent was like a 2-hour wait. Like, how long was it waiting in the line? He's like, I don't know. I slipped in the back and just like just bought a bunch of shit. A numbered head cover or something. Yeah, it was funny stuff. I kind of was shitting on the course a little bit. I get they wanted birdies. I think they set it up for birdies.
Yeah, I mean, that for him to back up a 10 under round. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, you don't see 10 under in 2 consecutive rounds. It just doesn't happen. So, in my
He
opinion,
still almost choked it. He still almost choked it too, huh?
Yeah, if that was 4 rounds, does he win?
Fuck no. He's
Yeah.
a loser.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying now he's a top 20 or 30 player in the world and all this other shit. It brings me to this thing. I posted that list the other day of my top 25 players. I knew it was going to piss people off, but here's the thing. All the people who love the PGA Tour were like, this is so biased. How many more fucking LIV guys you want to have in there? and all the live guys started yelling at me saying, "Are you kidding me? Phil's not in it. Gooch isn't in it. Uline's not in it. Like, there's a bias list. You have Rory.
Lied.
And they were pissed I had Rory at number 3. Like, so both sides are screaming how so biased against the other side. It's like, it's fucking incredible. It's like politics.
How many live guys you actually have in there? Like 4?
Yeah, it was just Reed, Neiman,
DJ Brooks, Cam, 5.
5.
You didn't have Answer in there, did you?
Nope.
Yeah, he doesn't belong in there. Gooch fucking doesn't belong in there. He's a fucking loser. Remember when he was on the PGA Tour? We just shit on him every fucking week.
Yeah, he is a loser.
Because he fucking won that shit doesn't change my opinion of him.
Meaning, you know, the truth is always somewhere in the middle, and like, there's so few people who live in that middle ground like I think we do. Like, I always say we're Switzerland here. Like, I don't give a fuck. I have no agenda. I have no. I'm not pro live. I'm not anything. I just call things the way I see it. Sometimes it seems like it's a pro PGA take. Sometimes it seems like it's a pro live take.
Yeah, our favorite players play on live. That's the only thing.
Well, that's the reason why it seems that way. But here's what it is. Yeah, it was a great event. But I don't know how much it's
never going to change in the U.S., man. Never going to change in the U.S.
No, it isn't.
Right? I can't see it. I can't see how it does. They need to get out of. They need to have like 3 events max in the U.S. next year. It needs to be just strictly international.
Like an international tour, and that makes it easier too for people to play both tours.
Yeah.
Just replaces the DP World Tour, but it's like a world tour, more, Asians and Aussies and whatnot. But and I find myself in the middle again on this, where all the American or the PGA Tour people are saying, "Who gives a fuck? No one cares. No one watches on TV. That doesn't change shit. Whatever." Obviously, they're golf starved. They're gonna like it. And then the live people are saying, "This is the coming out party. Now, this is the best tour in the world." Somewhere in the middle. It was good for it, but it's not. It doesn't change all that much. Yeah. One thing that I did change my perception, and I do think is like I used to always go back and forth with you, and you'd say these guys felt a lot of pressure, and I would say I don't know if they really do or not. We saw Gooch do on that final day, like with a 10-shot lead and to get it down to 12 holes later. Obviously, he was feeling extreme pressure.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that the final round, but anytime you're about to choke a 10-shot lead in one round, it's got to be some pressure on you, right?
I looked at him at one point is when he double bogeyed, I think it was 11 or something, and it looked like he saw a ghost, like his face. So I was like, oh, that's not good. Yeah, he looked bad. He looked really bad.
Yeah. Was Lahiri the only guy that was putting pressure on him, or was I saw Reed finish third? Was he?
No, I don't know. It never really felt like it was all that close. Yeah, Lahiri was hot on the back, and then Answer kind of was there, but then they would just make mistakes they didn't need to. Phil led the event in birdies.
I saw that. Did they make the course more difficult on Sunday?
No, I don't think so.
The scores were a little bit worse.
The greens were a little less receptive.
Okay.
But I think this is part of that's another reason why a tournament, and this is an underrated reason why I think tournament should be 72 holes, because a lot of times you see scoring good on Thursday, Friday, but then the weekend comes, that course gets a lot of traffic, gets baked out, and it gets tougher.
Yeah, that's my biggest gripe with LIV is it will never happen, but it needs to be 72 holes. They can make it so much better.
Yeah, it does. I'm never gonna love it unless it's the 72 holes and there's a cut, and you can get 2 more teams. Like someone there said, like there was definitely some empty space in between some holes. Like you could fit 2 more teams on that course, get a Monday qualifying team, and then get 1 more team there where you get the qualifier piece in it. You get world ranking points. And another thing I was talking about that I really like is I don't think LIV's getting any more stars from the PGA Tour. Do you?
I wouldn't be shocked, but I'll say no.
Okay, so I don't either. But I do think there's a way for them to grow their own stars, and that's what they need for like long term. Even if they get another one next year, either way, you're going to survive 10, 20 years. You got to find a way to manufacture and grow your own stars. You can't just steal everyone every time. So the path for that is for them to, first of all, get world ranking points. Once they do that, find a way to qualify for majors. Okay, and if that happens, which I think eventually it will.
Okay. You think he's gonna? Oh man,
You're gonna keep him out forever?
you just feel like the PGA Tour is doing whatever they can to fucking keep them out. And
Yeah.
they're
Well,
just working with the OWGR on it.
yeah. There's no doubt about it. But I just think at some point, and especially what you saw at the Masters, the ratings and all that shit. So say that happens, people gain a way to get on. You get a
It has
young
to come
player.
from Rory. It has to come from Rory.
It probably will. It's probably why he's in hibernation.
Yeah.
But I eventually I do think something like that will happen. But then you get a player who qualifies for a major because they play really well and LIV, either coming out of college, international player off the Asian tour, a young international player joins LIV because they want the money. They win a couple LIV events, qualify for a major, and like storm a major. And he's LIV's guy bred all the way from right when he came off of the tour.
Yeah, a guy like fucking Big Spain there.
Yeah, Chikara, he could do that, and like, yeah, say he goes toe to toe with a big dog on the PGA Tour on Sunday at a major, and all of a sudden, like that's how LIV gets the credibility more than just taking these PGA Tour grown players.
Yeah, the guys that have already won 10 plus times, the Reeds, the Kepkas, the fuck DJs.
Yeah,
Is Phil playing really, really well? It's really good golf now.
who the Reed?
Phil.
Oh, I mean, he seems like he's rejuvenated. I mean, he was depressed and weird for like 2 years, and now all of a sudden he's acting like himself again. So I think part of that is playing good golf. Part of that is getting more comfortable. And you know what? I think the Australia event. I think the guys needed that
Yeah, they did.
to feel embraced and shit again. Like, I think it was
Okay,
big.
we don't all fucking hate you.
Yeah, like even for Phil, like he had the thumbs up going big time again.
Yeah.
So Zurich, well, I guess last thing on that, I'm glad we hit that. Really good week and everything. Great, the show is great momentum.
Did you watch more Zurich? Did you watch more Zurich or more LIV?
I didn't watch a second of Zurich.
Not even the end.
No. I was tracking it, but I was busy with fucking shit with my kids and whatever. Didn't really do too much the whole week, but that event sucks.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. Like it's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's the worst event ever.
They need to fucking blow that thing to the fucking moon.
They do. They need to get rid of it. I've never seen anything so horrible in my life.
We've hit it twice too.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on that piece of shit event. We have 2 events to talk about, including first one we'll talk about Mexico Open. You ready for that?
Ready as I'm gonna be.
If you remember last year, that's when I interviewed the tournament director for the course.
I do remember that.
No one really knew much about it, but for whatever reason, all the information that I got out of the interview found its way onto a bunch of different previews from notable people.
This week?
No, last year.
Oh, last year.
And then this week, and I saw a couple people quote tweet it and whatever. It's not nice work, good interview, whatever. It's just basically he's taking the information and saying it. So yeah, it's all right. It's Vedanta Vyarta. And by the way, like looking back, a lot of the shit that guy said was so true for that interview.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
The wind thing, he was like, forecast won't really show up, but like it's definitely gonna pick up around 2-3 p.m. It's like just this course. You won't find it on the wind tower. It's just the way the course is like set up. That ended up being true. He said the winning score would be 18, ended up being 17. And I think Rahm might have bogeyed the last with like a 3-shot lead or something, just playing it safe. We had Brandon Wu that week. Remember that was when we thought Brandon Wu and Dylan Wu were brothers. That was before anybody knew who he was. Hit a top 5 on him, a pretty big top 5.
Now one's cool and one's a fag.
Yeah. And Brandon now obviously going to be popular, chalk of the week, and he's down to whatever 50, 1/3 of the odds. So the course is long. It's a par 71, 7,456 yards, but it plays pretty long. They extended the course prior to last year, added new tee boxes. It's definitely a course that favors bombers. Looking at the strokes game from last year's event, they had, I think the top 7 in strokes gained off the tee. 6 of them finished in the top 10.
Wow, really?
Champ was up there. Finau gained a shitload off the tee, lost putting. Rahm gained a shitload. Rahm wasn't even good in approach. He just gained like 7 strokes off the tee.
Kitayama was up there too. He bombs it. I think he finished like 4th.
Yeah, I think he finished 3rd. Smalley was up there. He hits it pretty good. Champ
Wu,
was
obviously.
Yeah, Wu, and then so you definitely need distance here. Bombers it's important to be a bomber. Obviously, there's always going to be a couple outliers of guys who just figure everything else out. But 3 par 5s on there. The par 4 7th is a drivable par 4 for only the longest guys, so that's another advantage to the long hitters. But you got to take on some water if you go for it. Field is pretty fucking awful. Oh, it is past Palom too, which you see always anytime there's a past Palom event, you see a lot of the same guys in the leaderboard. So always good to take advantage of knowing who plays well in past Palom. Top 50 in the world. There are only 3 players from the top 50 in the world at this place this week. You got Rahm. Yeah, it's awful. Rahm, Finau, and the next one is the 49th ranked player in the world. So really you only got 2 in the top 49.
Who's that? McNeely?
Noren. Who sucks.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't even
49th in the world.
I don't know. He's took out 25 of the top 100 that are on LIV, and just everyone else jumps up a little bit.
He hasn't done shit in 2 years.
Yeah, he's been so bad. I think he was okay a couple weeks ago somewhere, but I think driving distance, ball striking, past Palom, wind, and opportunities gained is what I was looking at. So, not too surprising on who rates out this way, but yeah, that's about it.
I'm going to lean on you heavily here because I'm still on vacation till I'll be back when the tournament starts. So we get into odds.
Yeah,
it's one of the tougher courses last year, I think, on the PGA Tour, right?
Yeah, relatively tough. I just think it plays long as hell.
Okay, all right, looking at DraftKings, Rahm's 3-1 everywhere. He's plus 260 here. And then Finau is plus 750. So last year I sprinkled a little bit on Rahm. Not even enough for like a quarter bet, but it basically covered. I won a little bit, covered all my losses. He was 5-1 too. This year I can't do that. He wins, so be it. Whatever. I've won 4 in a row. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Any interest in Uncle Tony?
No.
Yeah.
I don't. My colleague at the Action Network does though.
Sobel? That's cool. Oh, he did break his curse, right?
Yeah. Rahm at the Masters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
so
right. But, you can't bet Finau. It's 8-1. What the fuck?
He's in a top 10 in months.
Right. Stat-wise, he's playing well, but he's never even in there.
His stats last year here were fucked. Gained like 15 tee to green.
Wow. Do we have Shot Tracker here?
Yep.
Okay. All right, and then we jump up. You got Windy Clark. He had a nice Sunday. Fucking loser. 18-1. Gary Woodland 25-1. You got Pat Rogers 28 and Nikolai, one of the Hogard brothers, 28-1. That's the next. Those are the next range where you jump to 35.
All right, I'll just go with my bet here. Probably gonna be pretty popular. I don't care. I was thinking about this like on Friday, Saturday, the whole week. I was thinking about it. I think Nikolai is the best bet of the week at this place. I just think it's an absolutely perfect spot for him.
How come?
I'll tell you. He's first in his last 24 rounds in driving distance in the field, which is a little surprising. He fucking pounds it. He pounds it. And that combined with last week, he gained 7 strokes on the field at the Zurich, and his partner Thunderbear, I think, was doing a little booger sugar, maybe pissing on some hookers. And he lost 10.2 strokes. And they were playing pretty well for a while, but eventually I think Thunder Bear just kind of tanked him. He couldn't survive it anymore. But Nick,
I'll tell you what, dirty New Orleans. You could do some dirty stuff down there. I'm sure fucking Thunder Bear was out and about.
yes, yeah. So he kind of held him back. But Nikolai played well. I was tracking him a good amount. I had him in a good DraftKings lineup. So he was hitting like 360 a couple drives. He was fucking pounding it. And past Palom. I mean, he finished second at Corrales, right? Was it Corrales or Puerto Rico?
I don't know, one of them. Probably both of them.
Yeah, Corrales. Second at Corrales. And it's basically the same field minus Finau and Rahm. And finished second there. Then he played Valero after the second place at Corrales. Finished 28th. I mean, this is his first time going to the Valero Texas Open. There's a decent field. He gained 5.2 strokes on approach, so he hits it far. He's hitting it really well. And I think obviously, there's no putting stats from Corrales, but he definitely putted well if he finished second. So I think it's just similar reasons why I liked Wu last year out of nowhere was because his finishes at Corrales, and that kind of correlates. Plus with how well he's playing. Plus he just got that special temporary exemption. Remember, Tom Kim gets that exemption and wins a couple starts later, takes advantage of it.
Did he finish well last year at one of the alternate events too? That was best Palom.
He may have. And I think just he's playing for a Ryder Cup spot, right?
Definitely, he better be on the Ryder Cup.
If he wins this, I think he's a lock. Especially now being a permanent member. I don't think he did play well last year at Corrales now. But I just think talent-wise, I mean, he's finally kind of seeing that talent through on the PGA Tour now. I just think he's an up-and-comer. He's a great player. I'm really high on him this week. I think it's a perfect spot for him, especially just being able to take advantage of that driving distance.
Not a lot of rough here either, right?
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I joined you. I didn't get a 35. Can't bet DraftKings down here. I got a 29. So I'm in. I mean, you were talking to me about it last weekend, so I was ready to fire when I got the number. Best I got was 29, but whatever. I'm not going heavy on this tournament this week, so I take the dip there.
He's, another thing with him too, he's played all these different places in the world. So I just think going to Mexico to play an event like this is going to be kind of right up his alley.
Boom. Is he the better Hogard? Who's the better prospect?
I think he is. I don't know. I remember at one point one of them was always a favorite, and the other time the other one's always a favorite. I think it's gone in spurts. I think Nikolai is kind of the higher ceiling, but Rasmus has been like more consistent since they got on.
Yeah.
So I love Nikolai. Yeah, I think he could win the event.
All right, in this range, Clark's playing some good golf. That number's disgusting, though. I can't bet him. You got two interesting guys. You got Woodland, 25. I feel like he's playing some of his best golf in a couple of years. And then Pat Rogers, who's been sneaky hot lately.
And he was in the top 5 here last year.
Correct.
Yeah, Rogers is a
Palom guy?
Maybe. He's tempting. Let's talk about Woodland first. Is he that hot?
Maybe he isn't. I don't know. I just thought he was.
Nah, he really isn't.
Wasn't he striking it well? Maybe not finishing well, but striking it well.
He was before, but he was finishing horribly. And then he finished 14th at the Masters. But he looked, I think Sunday he looked really horrible. Heritage, he was okay. Finished 31st. Lost almost 5 around the green. I don't know. He's always going to have a round that takes him out of it.
All right, so you don't want to bet it. That's fine. I'll skip him. I don't need it.
Rogers, I'm more interested in Rogers than I am with Woodland because, one, he's a bomber, hits it really far. Showed last year that he likes the course, and he wasn't as good a form last year coming into this event as he is this year. I'm pretty fucking sure that he's just a massive, massive loser, though.
I mean, you don't have to be sure. He is.
So that's the thing. I don't know if he's a better DraftKings player or what, but like Valero, he was 5th. Is that the one he should have won?
Yeah, he was leading. the whole tournament, pretty much.
And he comes in 5th. And then Heritage, though, he played real well. That was the one that was impressive. 19th at Heritage, but he gained 5.8 on approach.
Hot.
He is. He missed the cut at Corrales.
Okay.
That was a start before Valero.
Where did he play well? Bermuda?
He played well in Valero and Heritage. That's it.
He wasn't at one of the alternates. I thought he popped something, no?
Oh, Bermuda. Bermuda back in October.
Okay.
I like him. I could see him winning maybe, but tough number to swallow in a guy who just was born to lose.
Yeah. You got to think Rahm or Finau will be around, right?
Yeah. What do you think about Rahm? You think he's going to win?
I think he has a great chance to win. Yeah.
You
see his ball striking numbers at Heritage?
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to win.
You think he's tired?
Yeah, I think he's just getting to the end of it. He's honoring these commitments. Won this thing last year. I think if he wasn't the defending champion, obviously wouldn't be here.
I thought he likes the Spanish speaking events.
He does, but he needs a break.
He got it last week.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think. I wouldn't be shocked. He's 3-1. So.
Yeah, who the hell's going to be shocked? I'm not going to be shocked. But I mean, if we're flipping a coin here, I'm going with this. He's not going to win.
Okay. All right, next range then. Jaeger, McNeely, Benny Ann. Any of those you guys interest you?
I mean, Benny Ann is a little interesting. He kind of ranked pretty highly for me in my model. 6th. He was 8th in driving distance, 19th in wind, 23rd in ball striking. Playing pretty well. But I'm never going to bet him at sub 70-1. I don't care who the fuck is in it.
Well, Pendrith, he's a bomber.
No, he sucks.
He just sucks now. He hasn't shown anything?
No, I mean, I thought he was going to play well. I think it was Corrales where his number was like, he's 40-1 in this horrible field, and or 28-1, whatever it was. But let's see. Yeah, he sucks, man. 70th at Corrales, miscut Valero, miscut Heritage.
Yeah. Okay. A couple other names here. Rye. 50.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
What about Grillo?
Yeah, I was looking at him a little bit.
Hasn't he done a couple things recently?
He has. It seems like a place he should win. Should be able to win. Grillo, let's see. What's he been doing? He'll be in the.
Been like finally showing something.
Yeah, 7th at Heritage.
Yeah.
But gained 6 around the green, 3.6 on approach. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely intriguing. What did he do here last year? 33rd last year. But he was in horrible form. He was coming off 4 straight missed cuts.
Yeah, he didn't play well until the end of the year last year.
Yeah, I mean, it really definitely is a good Grillo spot. Past Palm, he actually gained stroke spotting on.
One of my rules here. You bet Grillo on bent and you bet him in alternate events.
Yeah, this isn't an alternate event, but I know what you mean.
Well, yeah, it is an alternate event.
Yeah, and you bet him in resorts. You say that?
Yeah.
No bet. Yeah. Yeah, I could actually.
I don't know. Is he ever gonna actually win though?
Probably not. Talent-wise, though, it's a pretty good number.
I'm intrigued by it. 55. When I scrolled the board earlier, I kind of just glossed right over him. But now that I'm thinking about it, he's a past Palom. He's according to these stats, past Palom guy. And I remember seeing him at Heritage last week.
Two good reasons there.
So.
Did he play last week?
No, I don't think anybody likes him really.
No.
All the specs are on LIV.
Yeah. Yeah. All his friends are gone. I am intrigued by that. I am.
I kind of think we should just take a stab at it.
Yeah, I don't see why not. We're gonna have a pretty light card, huh? And you said you glossed by him earlier. I stopped at his name for a couple minutes. I thought about it.
Yeah.
So, very interesting. Is there any better numbers out there? Let me check on that odds comparison thing here.
I mean, talent-wise, it's probably Rahm, Finau, Nikolai, Woodland, McNeely, and then Grillo, right?
I put Grillo and McNeely if you're talking talent. McNeely doesn't have any talent.
Yeah, he has one talent.
It's putting, fucking sucking cock. 60 on Caesars, if that interests anybody. Yeah, 55 elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a solid number.
Okay, I like it. I think we should do it.
Yeah, why not?
All right, and that brings us to our next bet. Woo woo, Brandon Woo.
Yep, woo Brandon Woo. He's the man.
We've been trying to tell everybody that bets him every other week that he has his spots, and it's coastal wind events that bombers thrive at.
In Pass Palom, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Woo. Wow, gains a lot of strokes on Pass Palom. He's been okay lately, not great. 19th of the players, which was good. Valspar bad, Valero bad, but again, it's just his spots. I mean, even Pebble Beach. Look at that coastal there. He was second there. And I was pissed he wasn't playing Corrales because I thought he would win that event. And I just think this is the perfect spot. Last year he was second here, third in Puerto Rico that year, seventh in Puerto Rico the year before. So he just loves these type of events.
He loves wind. Look at Scottish Open, 6th, and then Honda, a lot of wind, 14th.
Yeah.
Players brought a lot of wind in 19th.
Yeah, I love Brandon Woo here. I've been circling this to bet him here since last time we played it, so nothing's going to stop me. I was okay with the number. I didn't know last night what I was going into, what it would be.
I thought it was going to be 80.
Yeah.
I think it was initially.
Was it?
Yeah, I saw somebody post an 80.
That's just person's a liar because I opened it the second.
No, it was a screenshot. It was a screenshot from 365, like bright and early this morning.
365 is a liar. That's not even a fucking real thing. And is that even like a real book?
I don't know. I bet him at 55, so hey, that's all I got. But
okay.
He's 60 currently on DraftKings.
60 on DraftKings. Okay, great.
Boom. The only other guy in this range that is worth talking about, I think. Well, I guess Wallace is worth talking about, but he already won his event, so we'll skip him. And then Ben Martin do anything for you?
Yeah, I guess
he kind of missed it. He kind of missed his turn.
I thought that last time, but this is more of an event where it seems like it's something he could win. Just check up real quick.
How did he play last week? Wasn't he with Chesson?
Yeah, I think they were on the cut line. I don't know. He was 41st at Heritage, which is okay. 8th at Corrales, that was good. 5th at Honda, he just talked about.
Did he play Valero? Good. Didn't we bet him at Valero?
I didn't.
What did he finish at Valero?
Actually, maybe I did. I don't fucking know. He finished 10th.
Yeah, I remember. We definitely had him on the card because we had Ricky who finished 10th as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't bet him and Grillo. I'm just gonna bet Grillo.
Yeah, fair. I like it. And then I'm not just gonna keep naming names because all these guys fucking suck. So who else you like?
One guy I was looking at was Nate Lashley, who ranks first in Pass Palom. He's always shows up in these Pass Palom courses, and he's actually starting to play pretty well. He's 80. I think he's 80 to 1. I'm not sure if I want to bet him or not, but I don't know. He really just pops up on those Pass Palom rankings. And then I looked into him. Last time I want to bet him on Pass Palom, I looked at him. He was playing horrible. Now it's another event that I think, could suit him. Looked at his page, and he finished 31st at Heritage, gained 2 strokes on approach. I thought that was kind of intriguing.
You gonna bet him?
No, I guess not.
Wow, 11th last year.
Yeah, I saw that. He was 11th last year. He's starting to play better. 30th at Heritage is pretty good, and considering an elevated event, and he's just first in Pass Palom. Third in Puerto Rico.
That Sony was 7th.
Yeah, 3rd at Puerto Rico. 7th at Puerto Rico last year. 15th at Corrales.
Wow, I can get behind this.
Yeah, I mean, he might be a better number somewhere else. Let me see.
Yeah, 80's not great.
It's not great, but I mean, look at the guys. Yeah, you could do worse.
110 on DK.
Oh, wow, yeah. 110, 125 on Caesars. I think 110 is pretty good.
I can bet that. And then your boy, right? You bet your boy?
There's a fucking stampede going on in my house. Jesus. My boy Akshay, yeah.
He's up to 130.
Yeah, I think it's because he sucks. Is he 130?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's gonna win anywhere, it could be here. He stormed the leaderboard where we had him, and we had a single bullet on him. Where was that, Corrales?
Yeah,
or Puerto Rico.
Like that. Yeah,
Puerto Rico.
Corrales.
Yeah, whatever. He stormed the board. Yeah, he's a talent. Stormed the board. He's good in the wind. Right now, he seems like a Pass Palom specialist at this point in his career.
Yeah, the problem with him is he's going to shoot 9 under one day, and then he's going to be like +1. You just need to be -4 all 4 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I bet
turn one of those 4s into a 9. So
we can't not bet it.
Right.
So it is what it is. If he wins, great, but I don't know. I'm not feeling great about it.
Yeah.
Are you?
No, not at all.
But
anybody else?
No.
I got no interest, man.
No, I mean, I think that's pretty good. If we went to Grillo and Lashley, that's a pretty decent card. You got Nikolai, Wu, Grillo, Lashley, and Akshay.
Okay, I'm good with that.
All right, Singapore real quick.
Yep.
All right, so first I'm going to say this. I actually wrote a preview for Singapore. This is my first ever written LIV preview.
How come?
I just decided to. Well, I was waiting for you to be ready, and I had nothing to do. And there's like the one day a week where I have an hour free time. Yeah. And I was thinking about the event, looking into it, trying to like research for betting it, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna see if I can write a preview on this." So I sent a message to my editor at Action, and they gave me the green light. Which first time I had a green light to write a LIV preview. So I think that kind of shows, maybe the public perception might be altering a little bit. And when I say public perception, especially at Action, for them, it's just like, are people going to click on the link? That's what they care about. And if the answer is no, then they don't want it written. But so, and they've never cared about the, all the other talking points and shit. But especially
they're not partners with the tour anymore.
No, especially the golf bet moniker that we had last year got taken over by the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
And then so that's why all the shit I was writing last year was always on the PGA Tour app and everything, and now it isn't anymore. They stole it and just hired a bunch of bums who have no fucking clue what they're doing. But so I wrote a preview on that. So with that being said, it only takes 10 cents a day to feed an Ethiopian, but to feed me, just click the like button. That's all I'm asking. I don't even want 10 cents a day. All right, just because I see these LIV previews here and nobody fucking clicks on them from these other people when they write them. Like they get 0 likes here. No, nobody ever does. So
I
I don't want
click
to
on
waste.
one guy. He's done a good job. I won't give
Really?
his name, but I click on one guy every live event. He's hit a couple of them.
Yeah, no, we don't give free publicity out here.
All right.
But so yeah, I took the time to write it. You know, we give you guys a lot of winners. I want people to say, what the fuck? Why is everyone liking this guy's live preview and no one likes anybody else's? All right. So just do it. Just fucking do it. Or else I'm never writing it again. If this thing goes under the radar, nobody clicks it, nobody does anything with it, I'm just never doing it again. Okay. And I actually did a really good job on this preview. Got some quotes from some Asian tour players on my own, little investigative reporting. I went back and looked at some other stuff from back when other guys were playing this event back in the day. A lot of big name players went over there to play in the Singapore Open. So it's a good preview.
Yeah, so this is actually one of the courses where we actually have course information from prior PGA events, but prior Euro events, right? They've been here since 2005.
Yep, 15. Yeah, I think they've had 15 or 16 events, and that's
I
the
think
reason.
Adam
Another
Scott's
reason.
won a bunch of them, right?
Yeah, he's been there. That's the reason I wanted to write the preview too, because like I had something to write. Something I don't never want to write live either. It's just that I don't know. I don't fucking know. This is the first ever event where it's like I woke up and like I like this guy, and this guy because of this. Like it feels good.
Yeah, the course looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like I think even this year, 2022, 2023 Golf Digest rated as the 55th best course in the world. So it's hard to get on those lists, especially and not to mention, I bet only a couple of them are played at the professional level.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, great course. I mean, it looks incredible. And I was talking to that player who was saying, like, I guess it's $1 million each hole that they spend on it to use the sub air system.
Yeah, they had to bring in a lot of dirt and shit to build this course, right? To lift it up.
It's like basically man-made heaven golf course.
Yeah, I was reading about that.
Yeah, it's like the way it rolls, like it's the most pristine, pure course you're ever gonna see, and for that reason, you can definitely go low on it. But
yeah,
there's also a lot of trouble, and it's not an easy course. But like if you're hitting it good, it's such a pure golf course that you can score. But so that's why this player thinks that there's going to be a lot of separation on the leaderboard. Like you can either go really low or you can shoot 10 over because of all the troubles. If you're playing well, that's why I think another reason I like this event, because two reasons. One, we have history to go off of, but two, this is the type of course that's going to reward guys in form. If you're playing well, you can really take advantage of it, but you're not going to find your game here.
Yeah, and we kind of this is kind of like third, fourth event. You include the Masters like in the last like month for these guys, so you actually can have a feel for some of these guys, how they're playing.
Exactly.
Does it get windy?
I don't think so. I don't know though.
Yeah.
You'd think it would, but I don't know. It wasn't one of the first things mentioned about the course and in the conversation I had and everything I looked up. So I don't know.
How about the views? Holy hell!
Yeah, it looks crazy. It's
pretty
like
sweet.
The player said they were the best greens he ever played on. I know Davis Love said they were like the Augusta greens, just fucking pure.
Yeah.
And it's Bermuda. It's not
nice.
past Palm, which was interesting.
Yeah, usually those coastal courses are all past Palm.
And then I think we get a little bit of that. It's not going to be Australia at all, obviously, but I think there's going to be some excitement around the event. Like Singapore, they don't give a fuck about that shit. All I want to see is good players play.
Okay. Jump into odds?
Yes.
All right. I'm looking at this one site. They may differ. Cam Smith, 10. Brooks, 12. DJ, 14. Pat Reed, 14. Neiman and Gooch, 16.
Well, you got to cross off Neiman. Maybe you can win. Maybe this might be a course that suits him, but he's just not playing well.
He's having a bad year.
How do you come in 40th last week, whatever he came in? That's like embarrassing.
It is.
He's getting a beard going now too. I don't know what's going on with him.
Told you he's sour with everything.
I think he doesn't like. He didn't realize how hated he was going to be. He doesn't, and he wants to be liked.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I have no interest in Neiman.
Cross
These
group.
other guys are all
Kuchar,
playing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, cross Kuchar, obviously. Brooks and Cam. We're just gonna hope they don't win, right?
Cam, I like seeing him come into form. I hope he plays well, but I don't know if he's quite ready to win yet. I think he needs to put a couple better events together. Wouldn't shock me, but it doesn't feel like a Cam course. It's not like a scramblers course. This is like a pure ball strikers course. Look at the guys who've won: Adam Scott and the Sergios and the. I just think this is a place. Yeah, Cooch. You want to play clean golf here.
Yeah. All right. I wasn't planning on betting Cam. And Brooks. I mean, Brooks has won the CIMB or the CJ Cup, one of the Asian events. I know that.
Yeah.
And he's playing decent. Still playing decent.
He's playing good.
Did you bet him at the PGA? I didn't bet him at the PGA.
I don't think I have either. I don't know. I thought I just can't find the number.
I missed out. Fuck.
I don't think we ever got one, to be honest with you.
I think he's gonna win the PGA.
I know. I think he could too.
Okay. And so that leaves you DJ and Reed.
Reed's playing great. Again, doesn't strike me that much about a Reed course. I want the ball striker. DJ showed some signs last week that he's coming back to form. He was third in birdies, fourth in fairways hit, which I think is pretty good for him. So I just think he shot 65, 67 over the weekend.
I feel like he does this every live event. He always just sucks round one and then battles back. But his round one, he's just like either like +1 or -1. He's just too much to battle back. There's only 3 rounds.
Yeah.
But that being said, I bet him. I bet him at 14 to a little over 14. I don't know. I feel like he's going to clip one of these eventually, and I'll just keep betting him. I'm getting 14 plus every week.
Yeah, he is gonna. And he's starting to get into form. I mean, even at the Masters, he wasn't as bad as he looked. He still gained strokes on approach and off the tee. Last week, the stats were good again, and he really rallied over the weekend, finished 10th, and he was like out of it after day one.
Yeah.
So I think this week maybe he gets it on track. Course should suit him.
Gets the rhythm going too, playing back-to-back weeks. I like it.
And like last week didn't suit him either. You could be short and just hit fairways last week. Like you got to be long, straight ball striker this week, and I think this is a course that should be good for him.
Yeah. All right, so boom, DJ on the card, 14 plus. Next range, you got Answer 18, Mito 20. Did he do anything last week? Why is he still at 20?
Fuck Mito, man.
Yeah. 3-6, Uline 22. Any of these guys interest you?
Uline should be a good fit. He's first in the individual standings on LIV. Can't fault him on that. He's playing well, but I'm never going to bet him at 20 to 1.
Yeah. What about it?
I lost you there for a sec. What'd you say?
Answer.
Yeah, I'm just sick of betting him. I mean, he just doesn't.
Yeah.
This is what he did in the PGA Tour.
There, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there, but this is what he did in the PGA Tour. He was like always around, but never won. Besides when he actually did once.
Yeah. Okay. Right down the list, you got Wolf. Dean Burmeister is 25. Holy hell. Casey kind of fits that mold.
He's been terrible though.
Yeah. All right. You got Lahiri, probably a home event, right?
Yeah, he's familiar with the course.
Okay. Has he done well?
I couldn't find anything at this course in particular. He does have 7 Asian Tour wins and 9 Indian Tour wins. So, I mean, he's definitely familiar. I was talking to Joy Chakravarti, who's the main Indian golf reporter. Really, really nice, really great guy. And he's close with Bond. And we were kind of talking about, so I don't know if you knew this, but his mother-in-law passed away last week. So it was like and he played really well over the weekend after he found out, but he was like, I guess he was really, really sad about it. His kids are obviously sad, as the grandmother and everything. So kind of a weird situation where I had already bet him, but he did play well after he found out. And his comments were like, now he's really focused on golf. Like he's you know, I'm gonna read you the comment he made actually, just because it's kind of a interesting situation. He said, I think mentally I've managed to just get clearer and more focused and get more involved in my process. Honestly, I'm just counting my blessings, enjoying a new perspective. Probably I'm just playing with a lot less fear and probably not trying so hard and letting go a little bit more. I've always found that a very hard thing to do. All golfers find that hard, but the last couple of weeks it's come easier. There's a different approach, and I know why.
You
So
think
I
that's
think
going to be the same approach at a home event where, well, I know it's not going to be Cam Smith level, but he's going to be the guy I think everybody wants to see in that area, right?
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, definitely, because I know Joy was saying Joy was like going to the event to cover it. Like all the people in that area kind of going to be there. But he's just so familiar with this type of golf course and with this area and everything. And then also he's just playing great. I mean, he was second last week, and then he was second in Vietnam. Well, last 2 weeks. So Vietnam, and then in last week at Adelaide, he shot 13 under over the weekend.
Yeah, he's playing some great golf. So should I bet him or no? Would you bet him after you got that quote?
I'd be more skeptical of betting him, but I already did, so I don't know what to tell you.
All right. I was planning on betting him.
But he doesn't he seem like a guy who would win on LIV?
For sure. Definitely.
Just a guy who's always in the hunt, like in the PGA Tour, but never really breaks through. But then, like, he's kind of, you know, good. But like, I just think I could see him winning.
Definitely. Okay, so what'd you get, a 28?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll be on our card. Who else you like?
And my last bet was Sergio, who won at this course. He won by 5 shots at this course.
When?
I think it was 2018. I'll double check. Yeah, 2018.
Was that pre-Masters or post-Masters?
Post. So he went nuts. Won by 5.
I thought he didn't give a fuck though. Aren't you worried about that?
Yeah, I am worried about that. But I'm definitely, yeah. But I mean, look at the numbers for him compared to everybody else. He's like the 12th, 13th guy on the odds board. It's not like he's a favorite.
Did he do well last week?
Yeah, 10th.
Okay.
So of course he knows. Of course he's won at ball striker's course. Distance is going to be helpful. You can let it go off the tee a little bit. It's all about off the tee and long irons. Putts better on Bermuda.
Okay, I'm in. So we're gonna DJ Bond Sergio card.
Yep.
I got a weird feeling about Tringali for some reason.
Yeah, I did last week too, and he played pretty well. Oh, I forgot about this. Last night I had a dream. God told me to bet Sergio.
Wow, God says it.
I think it was God. I don't know who else it would have been. Can't say it's the first time, but
yeah, right. All right. I'm good with those 3.
And then I know last thing I'll say is I know Scott Vincent has played this course a lot of times, and he plays really, really well here. Like multiple top 5s at the event.
What's his odds?
Probably 500. Do you have it in front of you? What is it?
Let me try that. I was on a site that only goes up to 66.
Oh, okay.
Actually, maybe that I'm in Florida. DraftKings will have LIV.
Do you even have DraftKings?
Yeah, I got it. I just can't bet it. Nope, not listed.
So I imagine he's, I don't know, 150 or something. I don't know.
So should we sprinkle him?
Yeah, maybe. Can he win an event here, though? Can just anybody win?
Yeah, but no, nobody like that has, you know.
I mean, Chikara, I guess. He's a young up and comer, but he's sucked in every single other event.
That'd be the only other guy, right?
Yeah. I can't find any fucking odds.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe we'll bet Vincent. Maybe we won't, but he's not going to win. So we're going to just keep riding DJ, Lahiri, and Sergio. DJ is going to clip one eventually. And then in Mexico, we're going Nikolai. His brother's the favorite on the Euro Tour, 12-1.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nikolai, Wu. Who else did we say?
Nikolai, Wu, Grillo,
Lashley,
and Bhatia.
and Akshay, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I got it. Vincent's 150.
Not bad.
Yeah, it isn't bad.
Has he done anything? Like a top 15 at all this year?
Let's see. His brother just won recently in Vietnam, so maybe that gives him a little kick in the ass. He was 15th at Mayakoba, 20th at Tucson, 24th in Orlando, and he was 40th last week.
So not really.
No, 15th at Mayakoba.
Yeah, which was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
All right.
I mean,
hey,
are we gonna get a fourth in a row here?
Maybe. Maybe.
This is a pretty wild run, man. Wild run.
It is a wild run. I hope everyone appreciates it and remembers it. It's going to be a time we lose a couple in a row. So remember these good times.
Yeah, subscribe, retweet, do all the above. Keep it going.
Yep. All right. Have a good week.
Peace.